Welcome back, and today we are going to be playing out the P-51C. Now for the people that actually fly out different nations and not just the Chinese one, you might be familiar with it as we already have 5 other ones in the game. Or is it 4, is it 6, I don't really care. It's a copy paste, it's not the most interesting battle pass reward, however it is a very good plane, albeit a little bit frustrating to play depending on your teams. It's a very strong plane, it's super fast, good climb rate, good maneuverability. Now the maneuverability and the climb aren't like exceptional, these are definitely not the strong suits, but they make the exceptional speed a hell of a lot more playable because you can actually use your advantages. So this plane is a bit of a menace. Granted, you're actually able to be a menace. The guns on this thing are a little bit lacking. Now you saw in the clip there that I basically one-shot 3 people. And this is not standard. Very often you'll find yourself needing like 5 to 6 angles before people actually die. I'm running tracers. I'm gonna rely on fires mostly because that's the best way to kill people quickly when they are not stalling themselves out directly in front of you like these 2 guys are in front of us right now. And what are we gonna be doing today is abuse our top speed. If you have a higher top speed, you have most of the time better linear retention, and what you want to do is sit above their top speed in a straight line, or at least try to just stay as fast as possible. The faster you are compared to your enemy, the more energy you will maintain, and this way you can either equalize and sometimes even get more energy than them if the situation arises. So we climb straight in as we always do because the games are simply too short to not do this, and there's a Spitfire coming in. Now we aren't going particularly quick, and he is too close. So at this point I'm basically forced to go head on with this guy. We're gonna try to get a long range shot in to either damage him or make him pull out. If he pulls out, we should be able to pull straight back in because I'm not gonna dodge very excessively. I'm just gonna dodge his rounds, we get some shots in. He pulls out, he doesn't want to pay that child support. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna end up paying the repair bill. Sounds very sketchy, it looks very sketchy, and it is. If he just commits to my rounds, it's very likely that I die. I don't have the speed to dodge the head-on right there, so that was very sussy. But that's the last sussy engagement of this game. We are simply going to eject 8 other people in this match right here. A little bit of a clutch. We're gonna start with working our way downwards. So we shoot down the Key 100, that's going too slow, and we just kind of single him out as he is a very juicy target. We kill him, and then the entire enemy team is directly below us. Now we only have 2 kills right now, and we need to get a few more. And my team isn't looking particularly hot. So at this point I'm trying to look around, I'm trying to pick targets. Preferably I go for the pure Murskies because they are the most dangerous planes in this blob. However, if I can't go for them, I won't. They need to present themselves, but I rather just kill stuff that is actually killable, and I need to get these numbers down. I was initially going for the pure Muskie. Tempest, however, turns directly in front of us. It's the Vickers P, but at this point I'm already committed. I'm gonna shoot at him, we're gonna set him on fire, and we are just gonna leave. Try to get a shot in, we miss it. A little bit unfortunate, a little bit bad aim, but we are simply going to leave. I don't want to have to do anything with all those people behind us. We are very close to their airfield, so I do want to be careful about the direction that I'm flying in. But for now, I'm just going to try to keep these guys busy so that my teammates can actually assist me. Now my teammates are not going to do much assisting. Well, they are going to give me an assist by going for the one target that didn't need to be killed. A little bit unlucky on our end. That's going to cost us a kill and is going to make our time a little bit harder, because they didn't actually shoot at something that was going to be a threat later on. So we are going to keep climbing, we are going to reset the fight, see if we can split up those enemies. We have a VL Pearl Muskie on our 6, as well as a VB10. These 2 guys are going to be committed to us, and the other ones are going to leave us alone for a little bit. So for now, I'm simply going to look at what these enemies are going to be doing. The VP-10 is really not a threat, but the Pure Muskie is very dangerous. It outclimbs me, and it completely outturns me as well. However, I have a little bit of an ace up my sleeve, and that is high speed compression and simple top speed. So for now, I'm simply going to try to climb away from this guy, and I'm going to see if this 109 can somewhat take the heat off me so I can engage these guys at the same time. There's also a Mosquito in the background who is kind of licking his lips at the thought of me engaging anyone. And I'm also trying to not fly towards my airfield because I want to actually kill these guys for obvious reasons. Getting kills with the AA doesn't make for good footage, and it definitely doesn't feel rewarding. I still like playing this game when I get matches like these, where you have to be outnumbered, where you have to kind of use your knowledge about the planes to actually get your shit done. Of course it goes wrong very often, but when it does happen, when it does work out, it's always a good experience. If you're wondering why I'm cutting out these parts, it's because I'm tabbing out and the screen freezes, so I try to not have you look at 1 FPS here and there. So the pure musky goes for us, and I kind of have to take this engagement because it's going to take me too long to equalize, and he's climbing properly. So we are going to bait him into diving on us. He's going to be way too fast, and because of that we should be able to pull into this shot relatively easily. Now he didn't zero throttle, he took a horrible line. We instantly get on the 6 and we set him on fire. Now I'm gonna be kind of leaving him alone. I see the mosquito coming in, but I know that these guys put the fires out, so I keep my guns on him. We do exactly that. We take his plane apart, and that is going to be the PM1 dead in the water. The mosquito instantly breaks off the second he is alone with me, and that's understandable because he is never gonna win this fight, and he's probably gonna wait for his C205 to come in and help him out. And that's the right thing to do. This mosquito probably played it the best out of everyone in the enemy team. I'm also talking to someone on Discord, which is why I'm scrolling over all the names. C205 is coming in. The C205 is also not a very agile plane. It does climb okay. I'm really not too worried about a dogfight with him. I'm mostly worried that he's next to a mosquito. So for now, I'm actually going to try to keep the mosquito occupied. And I'm going to start engaging them right now. Right now he's far enough away. I'm gonna go before the mosquito turns around to give myself the most amount of time, and we are simply gonna go head on with the C205. Now are we gonna be able to actually kill him right here? We don't even hit him. However, he dodges the head on, and he gives me just the freest dodge in the world. And this is why it's important to not dodge too early when you are in the head-ons, and you actually need to pay attention to what your enemy is doing. Head-ons are a little bit of an art. Main thing is keep your speed. Don't dodge too early, and be committed to whatever you do. Try to actually merge, don't try to fly underneath them and then turn out, because as you just saw, it gives me the freest shot in the world. The mosquito didn't instantly break off the second I set his friend on fire. He hoped probably that he put the fire out, that he could engage me, and because of that he's actually a little bit closer to us than he would have liked to be. Now I can go straight up for him, but I'm going to use a little bit of a shallow climb to close the gap here, and I'm just going to spray at him with my 50 cals to either make him dodge, kill him outright. Oh yeah, that's actually it. I was thinking about a third option, but I'm just trying to make him dodge or kill him. If he keeps flying straight, I'll catch up to him eventually, but I'd rather kill him sooner rather than later, because in the background we have a P-63 coming in. So I'm just trying to get some leading shots in. We do get some damage here and there. It doesn't really do that much. But then he turns, he starts panicking a little bit, and he actually flies away from his P-63, which gave me the opportunity to set up for this fight, which is absolutely perfect. So Mosquito is dead. Turn into the P-63, go underneath him. I see that he's rolled over to the other way, so it's very easy for me to just kind of roll underneath him and pull straight ahead. And because the P-63 in a dogfight, especially at low speed, the engine just stops working. It kind of just cuts out. I'm not entirely sure why it's modeled that way or why that is. I also don't really care. I just know that the P-63 at low speed is an absolute sitting duck. Now he can play it safely. He can use his speed to like extend away and come back on top of me and try to kill me that way. That is a valid option. However, he wasn't fast enough to do that, and because of that, well, he gets roped into the fight. We get a very easy dogfight. And then we have the P-51, it's the P-51C. We have a Pure Mercy on the deck that's also ground pounding. And then we have a B-25 on the other side of the map. We also had a B-18, but he unfortunately crashed. I'm not sure what he crashed into, but he died, so we don't have to worry about him. So for now, it's only a 3v1. And it's looking pretty bright. And just like LeBron says, you are my sunshine and you make me happy. We engage the P-51, we kind of just turn inside of him. We don't have to play this super passively, we have like double his energy. So we pull up behind him, we go straight back down, we bank all that speed, and we are still going 500. He's almost on the deck, he doesn't have the ability to dive away from us. I'm simply going to try to get some pot shots in, he dodges it, I'm not able to pull in there. And we're just going to disengage for a little bit, because I want to see what the PM1 is doing in case he actually just starts climbing directly into me. So what my plan is right here is climb directly over the PM1, and then I can have him both by the balls at the same time. Unfortunately, he headbutts an artillery piece, and we are now in a 1v1 with the P-51. We are above him, we are a little bit slow however, so I'm actually gonna dive a little bit here so I don't get stall shot from like 1.5 kilometers. We then get Freddy 5 bared by the artillery. That actually scared the fuck out of me. But we are above him, we have ample position, we have ample speed, so we just kind of pull up over his nose. He doesn't have the ability to pull in at all, and just like that we just kind of spray him to smithereens. He turns into a fireball, and then the last guy is going to be a B-25. I don't want a B-25 to turn back to his airfield, so I'm actually going to fly towards mine for a little bit, give him a side aspect, pretend I don't see him, pretend that I have to RTB. I'm not sure what he's thinking, I don't really care, I just don't want this guy to turn around and show me his gunners. Instead, we are just going to go low, go fast, make him compress a little bit, and make him fly into these 50 cals that basically just instantly set him on fire. Now he's going to burn up. We hit the French guy coping in the chat with the Je m'appelle fricandel. That is going to be kill number 8 with an assist. Now unfortunately one of them got stolen and the other guy crashed directly below us. But a pretty good reward session anyway. If you're wondering why the SL is so low, it's because it's a test drive. I didn't actually get this thing officially, I just got it from the Fortnite Battle Pass. Now for the last 2 clips of today, we have a Key 200 or Key 100, God forbid Key 200 at 3.7. Now this guy survives the onslaught, and this is pretty common with this plane, and that's why I want to include these clips. I'm gonna keep it somewhat straight to get some separation. After I have enough distance between us, I'm gonna start going up and I'm gonna start stalling him out. The longer he chases me up, the worse he's gonna be off, but he just breaks off and engages someone else. So we are now able to disengage from the fight, loop straight back over and dive directly down into the furball down below. Now we have an LE5, a Key 100 and a P-63. The Key 100 is definitely the biggest threat in here. Just kind of depends on what they are going to be doing. The Key 100 is tangled up with the Key 61. He's going to give me a pretty easy kill here. So we just kind of spray him down, set him on fire. At those speeds, well, pretty easy shot. LA5 and the Key 61 commit 911 in the background. And now all we have in the background left is the P-63. Now the P-63 is low, he's slow. He's not going to be much of a threat, but I still want to give you a little bit of like food for thought. If that's correct, whatever. I'm not gonna dive directly down on him. I'm gonna kind of turn in behind him so that if he wants to go head on with me, he has to actually pull up and turn around, and this is gonna cost him a hell of a lot of energy. Now he doesn't do either because he doesn't have the energy to do either. We just kind of commit to the fight. We set him on fire and he is gonna be kissing a tree in the span of 5 seconds. Absolutely incredible. And then for the last kill we have a Key 61. Now the Key 61 here is not necessarily the best plane, but I want to still show you how to use speed against a more maneuverable opponent if you have a nice little advantage. Yak 3 in the background slams into the ground. The J26 is going to be flying away for a little bit, so we now are 1v1 with the Key 61. And again, I'm not going to go instantly straight up. Instead, I get some horizontal separation, and after you get the separation up, you can go straight vertical, because this guy doesn't have anywhere near the energy to keep up with this maneuver. So we kind of loop over, we dive straight back down on him, and the only way he can fly right now is directly down to pick up some speed. But if he does that, he's going to lose more energy than me, and he's going to eventually just be dead in the ground. We pull up over, we dodge his attempt to dodge my rounds by simply not pulling in instantly. We offset our loop a little bit, we pull straight in, and the Key 61 literally has no chance to ever dodge that with the low airspeed that he had. Now we are trying to chase down the J26, however the J26 decides to turn basically in front of me, engaging the A6M. They go head on, and that's the fight. And this was my issue with flying this thing. I got a lot of these games where the enemies just kind of killed themselves, where they didn't really put up a fight whatsoever, or it was just an absolutely terrible plane that really can't do much, just like the IL-8. Now I'm still trying to show you an energy trap, so I'm gonna fly off to the side a little bit, make his climb pad longer up to me, but he just kind of ignores me and he flies straight. It doesn't really matter because the IL-8 is an absolutely terrible plane regardless, so it doesn't really change the outcome. But this is kind of what makes it hard to make interesting footage, so I'm really glad that we got that 8 kill and assist game. And that's really all I have for you today. A little bit of a boring reward, but I hope that the video was at least enjoyable to you. Thank you all for watching, and you'll see me all in the next one.